Okay, so again, the official start of the All-Star race after a charter, after everything that has gone wrong. I don't know anymore. So we're gonna get to actually racing. Stage 1 ends at lap 75 when the leader takes lap 75, to be specific. As after all of this time, we are finally racing. Stupidity. Remember those cars that pitted under the caution? Well, they've just pitted again. And I could not for the life of me tell you why. What in the actual fuck is the plan there? Wow. Well, better hope those are quick pit stops because they're gonna go multiple laps down, and that whole elimination deal might be in some big trouble because we might have 4 of the 5 cars already solidified. If they're gonna lose multiple laps here, and I really don't think there's any way to avoid that. And I mean, they've been in the pits now for a long time. I don't understand. There's 2 laps down. Or I'd say both. 46 seconds in the pit lane. For what reason, I will never know, as we have even bigger problems now. 3 laps down. Smee is your leader here on lap 10. I feel like we need to focus in on these cars. Like, don't tell me they're gonna do it again. Squid's out, Deegan, Pat, Caleb. I mean, what the actual hell? We've seen some stupid strategies out there. Hitting under the yellow was coming up. Coming down and losing 3 laps for no reason after you were just in the pit lane. I don't know. Unless they all got, like, penalized for some shit, but I suppose that's possible. Wow. Well, hopefully, we settle in for actual racing just a little bit. We did see a green flag pass for the lead, which we did not see in the All-Star Open at all. He raced his way in that All-Star Open with some interesting pit strategy of his own. Pitted when not a lot of others did. His first tires really saved him in the end because those guys up front, they were on the same tires they started the race with. Pradeep Kuzmik, he raced his way in as well. Travis Pastrana, 3-time winner last year. Fine victory lane yet this year. All-time winner in NASCAR Chat Series as things stand. Behind him is Lucas. Close a couple of times last year in terms of winning. Guaranteeing himself a spot in this race. Finally got his first NASCAR Chat Series win. Our second race this year at Atlanta. Oh, we go. Up front in a non-points race again. We have run. This would be our 4th non-points race in NASCAR Chat Series history. Evo was 1-2. Shootout this year, the All-Star race. Behind him, the 56-year-old gamer, Daytona 500 winner. to me, winner of a similarly stupid race to this, last year's Gold was 600. Because I was trying to stream on a VPN. Showtime NASCAR Chat Series winner in Georgia. 5, won in Atlanta later in the season. Early March, I think that's Ash Talladega winner of the back of the field right now. But if we can get the inversion at the start of stage 2. In the back, John Force in his first NASCAR Chat Series season, running 14, Ricky Muniz in 15, Tony Kanata running in 16. Yeah, so we had some goofiness, and I don't even really know why. And I don't know if chat might have a thought on this, but we did get. Oh, and remember, we did have another twist to this. Red and yellow flags. I know what they are. You do not. What I was going to throw out there, perhaps, do we wave those cars around to have the stupid happen, the double pit stop? Put everybody back on the level playing field. There's a make our changes to the debris yellows. Should anyone want to, they will be unlimited. But still a cutoff of 5 laps to go, so we can at least have a finish under 3. Should be in a decent spot when it comes to mic audio and game audio. People told me before it was good. Anyway, Smee, your leader, on lap 27. But I want some feedback on this. Do we wave those cars around like 3 times at the first random yellow to put everybody back on the level playing field? Because with all the issues that we had, I wonder if that maybe contributed to that. Because I've never seen anything like that. And it's the All-Star race, and at the end of the day, what does it really matter? That right there would almost take out the stage 2 elimination gimmick anyway, because it's really tough to imagine those cars finding their way back. by almost a second over D. Kuzmik in 14. Strano, Lucas, and Evo round out your top 5. And Steve, our second ever NASCAR Chat Series All-Star race. Never good to see the 0-0 up front, but he does usually, if he's going to be up front at all, ladies, at the start of the race. He's won a couple stage runs. Was the fastest car in qualifying on speed there. Hasn't shown it in the race. One car of Squid looks pretty damn fast compared to the rest of the cars here in the back. Just that dumbass strategy. Extending this lead at the front. Not a lot. It's mostly a 2-car breakaway. Lucas, Pastrana, Evo, TBNR cars. Gonna be back there. Just to drive away from them for just a little bit. Running up front. Yeah, not a surprise. Last year's All-Star race, a surprise pit stop. I don't remember if it was late in the stage, early in the stage. We thought he screwed himself. It turned out that he had the jump on everything. He had a better strategy than everybody else. At North Wilkesboro. Easily at 1.2 seconds. I don't think there's really a lot of battles going out here on track right now. Kind of silly, this was at the start. It's surprised to see everything. Units right up the tail of the field. At least of the cars on the lead lap. Also check in on Caleb, and I mean really all these guys do. Outside of Squid that's pulled away a little bit. These cars that double pitted, they are well, not doing a whole lot, to be honest. So back up to the front in Smee. He's out of turn 2. 0.7-second lead for the 0-0. And the bad news for him is that lap 40 is our first random yellow flag. Well, after our first random yellow flag of the day, he maintains the lead. Lucas jumps his teammate up into second place. Evo up into fourth. We'll see what this restart has in store for us. As it's a race to lap 75. Evo dropping like a rock here off the restart. you try and fix... Oh, car in the wall! Ash in the wall pretty hard. There is no yellow flag at the moment. But taking damage isn't too big of a concern. You have unlimited fast repairs for this race, but it's Ash and Tegan constantly getting together. Can't tell from here. Doesn't look like it's taking damage to the wheel itself, so the towed in it might be okay. Taking any damage. Smee? It says Smee is in the pits. He's very clearly not. What's up with that? Maybe we just refresh the interval. There we go. He has built that lead back up to a second. D. Kuzma got by his teammate Lucas for second place. Ash has dropped into pit lane. Should be a quick stop. Everybody did just come in and fill a full fuel. Might lose a lap here. I mean, with how quick these laps are, it's a given. But it should be pretty much in and out when she does get to her box. See how sure that is. Longer stop than I would have hoped for. Oh, Ash is in some trouble. As long as she doesn't lose 2 laps, might be okay. Get that lap back under the first stage break. Yeah, well, she just lost the second. So now what do we do in the sense of waving those other cars around? Because I don't want to drop Ash into a spot where she cannot make up for it. If it stays like this, Ash would get a free pass, and then we could still wave around everybody else. So we're just going to hope that that's the case and it stays that way. Lead is nearly 2 seconds. Let's check on the race, if there is one at all between Ash and Squid. We're in the same corner. Oh wait, no, that was Joe Gamer back there. I think that's a good plan. Let Ash take the free pass, wave around everybody else, and then Ash will still maintain position. We don't have to interfere. Me out to what I do believe is his largest lead of the day, 2.4 seconds. I might even... Uh-oh. I don't know what that was all about. I might even call a competition yellow here at some point to try and fix this during the first stage. What do we think? We got 20 laps to go on the stage as of right now. Why don't we say we just do that? And then hope for stage 2, we're just about back on track. So we are essentially just going to flat reset this. And hope for the best. But after this, my goodwill is gone. Well, so during the yellow, essentially decided to just wipe the slate clean to at least be rid of the rest of all of that nonsense. So if you screw up now, there is no saving you, or at least I will not save you. So all of those cars that lost 3 laps pinning under the stupid yellow, and then immediately after under green, back on the lead lap, and Ash as well, simply because it's the All-Star race, we can get away with it. Everybody is on the lead lap. We will only have, let's see, about 12 laps to go in this opening stage. Smee has started to run away after just about every restart in the 0-0. But then, once we get this first stage over with. Try the field that moves with you now that everybody is running, and go from there. If it screws it up again, then we might just leave it be. Back to green, it's me. It's off and running. Head back up to the front of the field in speed. He's just a little over 2 laps away from winning stage. Sad news for him is he's likely to get sent to the back after the stage break. And stage 2 will end at lap 150. And at that point, the last 5 drivers on track will be eliminated. Run to the end. Final 2 laps. We do take the 1 to go in this opening stage. It doesn't appear that there will be any challenge from D. Kuzmic, even though he has made up for the ground. Smee. Come 3 and 4. And he's only ever won stage 1s in any sort of event, I'm fairly certain. The 00 and Smee. Big performance in the month of May will win stage 1. Stage results are as follows. Smee, D. Kuzmic, Yo Gamer, Travis Pastrana, Gundy, myself, John Force, Evo, Jordo, and Lucas rounding out the top 10. So there are your stage 1, 1 and 2. Smee and D. Kuzmic. The inversion wasn't the flip on its head that it could have been. With some pit stops, with some everything else. It only sent these two to the back. And in their place is now the 56 of Yo Gamer, the Daytona 500 winner this year. Travis Pastrana on his outside. John Force, Evo, and Jordo. Rounding out the top 5 as we are about ready to start stage 2 of the All-Star race that will end at lap 150. And at that point, the last 5 on track don't get to race anymore for the final 200 laps here today. Don't forget, there is another random yellow to be had in this stage. Will I tell you when that is? Of course. Elimination here. D. Kuzmic on the other hand, bring it up the rear. Keegan, Pat, spin back there. And when we get down to the end of this stage, that is where close eye on these last 5. Hopefully just the one random yellow stoppages here in this stage. Maybe one was a little bit of a lengthy one. Lengthy start to this race with all of the issues that we've had to fight through. Not running away as much as about half a second as Travis was the NASCAR Chat Series 10 years, so I won't say he's in it for 10. He's in it, at least for the moment, for as long as we're going to do it. In these non-points races. Let's do it again today. We're putting some pressure on the 24. Stretch that lead out to 7/10 of a second over the double zeros day. Around 67 in the second place. Try and go up high. That's not going to work, at least not this time. Well, what about elsewhere? Out on the track. Lucas and Caleb looking relatively close here. Back side by side as it looks like. Take that back. Caleb in the 10. And another one of those cars that, you know, it's the All-Star race. It's for fun. I want to make sure that everybody's got a shot at this. I just cannot comprehend why the pit strategy was what it was. Yeah, wave those 4 cars around, and Ash, who had gotten into it with Haley Deegan, back around as well. So far, the 35 taking advantage. Better than anybody else, because the other cars that were in that spot, Squibbs 13, Adams 15, rather Haley. Touched on it very much. All-Star Open winner, Sterling Marlin. I have to give it a little bit more here because he is still a good chunk to go here in the second stage of possibly not making it to the final 2. Now the last transfer spot is held by Joe Nemechek. Another car that did race its way in the open. At the front, looks like we have a battle brewing for the lead. Evo is charging. Try and get around Yo Gamer. So far here in the All-Star race, green flag passes for the lead. Haven't been much of a thing, but that 24 is showing some speed here. And now that we're done with any type of inversion, keep your spot. I also think we will have to worry about pit stop here in this stage. Yo Gamer in the lead, last pitted on lap 41. Evo last pitted on lap 57. Fresher tires on the 24 car. We might be starting to see, kind of what we've seen a lot. People can charge up to the lead, no problem, getting around on some other thing. It seems like you use up so much of your stuff charging high, but you don't have anything left. What? 24, right back up here. 100, 350. And if you're the leader, I think that's the smart thing to do. Just kind of ride the bottom. Make the second place car go around. Change your line, trying to get a little defensive. Evo with a good run off a 2. And we do have a green flag pass for the lead. Last year's All-Star race winner to the point here. isn't it? Nowhere near as bright and vibrant as you would like NASCAR to be. One of the pleasing aesthetics about the sport. Evo starting to feel the pressure. Two-time NASCAR Chat Series winner in the 43. Now this scheme has never been in victory lane. Making just its second appearance, the iFixit 43. The Nürburgring, and now here. So different alternate paint scheme next weekend. 600. That is going to be painted out. Battle brewing here, and these two cars have about 2 seconds on everybody else. Flying by much faster than Stage 1 did after all we had to get through. I thought maybe just for a second that the fog was clearing ever so slightly as the 43 is looking to make a pass for the lead. Very similar to the way the 24 did it to the outside out of turn 4. Not this time, but oh, Evo gonna slide up the racetrack. And the 43 is going to get by. No! I don't know what happened to the 43. She checked up or what? But she was certainly on. Well, regroup, try it again. Back in 10th, Ash just cracked the top 10. Eventful day for everybody. 25 is taking damage. Caleb again, he's moving his way up. He's looking for a pass around the 89 of TVNR cars. New lease on life that we gave some of those early lap cars. Some of them taking advantage, some not so much. He is now last on track. I don't know if he's just stuck back in traffic or I guess he's just battling with the 14 now. The person you really feel for if they are to be eliminated is the 14 of Dean Kuzmic because of course we want speed now. These two had battles up in front of the field in Stage 1. Now they're battling with each other for last place to try and make the third stage. Evo has yet again gapped the 43, 8/10 of a second. Gamer just didn't have the speed to be up front or what it is. He's not losing too much touch with everybody else, and he's got a good chunk of a gap on 4th place. Max Gundy and Tony Kanaan side by side in a battle. Caleb did make it around the 89 of TVNR cars. Caleb was another one. He pitted under the Stage 1 yellow. So it was a good mix of cars in the back, cars up front. 56 only sent the double 0 and the 14 in the back. Second lead at the front of the field for the 24. How about doing it again in the All-Stars? Eventually, we left him just about a second lead. Which is unfortunate because we're coming to lap 4, which is the stage 2 random yellow. We're going to stack everybody back up again. The second, excuse me, of 3 random yellows in this all-star race. Little bit of a shake-up. Top 2 stay the same, but Ash charging up the field into 3rd. Caleb also enjoying his new lease on life in his all-star race. Now sitting in 6th position, gaining a spot on pit road. Ash jumped up a good few spots somehow. Short pitted, I don't know. I know what it is, you just don't. That's the only deal. That's why it's random. It's random for you, because there are debris yellows available to be used. But will you need them? Maybe. Evo leads us back to green. Less than 25 to go in stage 2 of the All-Star race. Wait till the cars get into turn 1 here. Is this any better? It's really weird. We have to take the audio way lower. It's all about the proximity of the camera to the cars. So I know that we do usually have to kind of go back and forth and make some adjustments on it. We're going way lower for the sim audio than we usually are. We'll go lower if we need to. Caleb up to 4th, and Gundy top 5 for the moment as we near the end of this second stage. Maybe we just don't use TV1. Maybe TV1's the problem. TV2 kind of sucks because you get this view here of just the fence posts. Like full use of the cameras. It's really weird though, because like it looks good when I look at the audio levels. I mean that should be according to the levels that I can see, that should be possible. Refresh the ticker again, by the way. Evo is very much not in it. While we're at it, let's take a look at, not like it matters, but who might have the fastest lap of this race. Seeing a 23.4. That appears to be it, 23.47. And yes, Tigers loses an extras. Good. Are we still not good? Do I have to take it even further down? That's so strange. Well, it should be changing both. I see our problem. The Streamlabs reset of a couple days ago turned the game capture audio back on. I never go down there. Alright, so let's head back up to our normal level. That should be more like it. No wonder. Well, it's gonna be a messed up first half of the recording, but oof. At least now we know. I was trying to change it the whole time. I didn't know that that got turned back on. I guess now I'll have to check for tigers and everything else too, so we don't have a weird echoey audio. While we were messing with that, Ash is down to 4th as Caleb has gotten by in the 35. That speed, it's been there. He's been showing it. Working his way up the field ever since he got put back on the lead lap. No, you are out to a 2.5 second lead at the front of the field, taking lap 142. Just a few laps to go here in this second stage, and I'm not thinking there's any doubt as to who might win this second stage. Something drastic would have to happen. And even then, I mean, it's been so hard to make green flag passes. I don't know if anybody could. Stage break could be lap 150. How about the run for the 35? He hasn't completed the pass yet, but up into second place. Speaking of, I guess we should turn our attention to the cars that are likely to get eliminated here, and bringing up the rear of the field is yours truly. Last time I looked, I thought I was mid-pack. What the fuck happened to me? So let's pay attention here as this stage winds down for that transfer spot. Right now held by the 89. Everybody behind the 89. 5 cars will get eliminated here in just a few short laps. So Tony Kanaan might be the only one that's got a chance to do something. Didn't get turn 4 right. He will not. 14 trying to join the party. Sadly, it appears that Smee will indeed make stage 3, despite our best efforts. Now, we will let these cars, we will let 15th cross the line first, which is now held by Tony Kanaan. 89 just dropped back 2 spots, and now the best chance is the 14 car, Deke Kuzmin. Smee is in range, but sadly this position that held by Kanaan is good too. I'm at least in front of Haley Deegan. A winner in some regard. We're coming to the finish of the stage. Kanaan will make it. And that is the end of stage 2. Evo wins it. Well, stage 3, the longest stage of the All-Star race, about ready to get rolling. Little bit of drama in the pit stops. Evo, your stage 2 winner, drops back to 6th position, as there were 5 cars that stayed out under the stage break. And now there's only one more guarantee that you're even going to get a stoppage, so you do wonder how it's going to work out for those top 5. But also remember, it was bizarre strategy from Evo that won last year's All-Star race. Two cars that were a lap down at one point are now back on the lead lap, and they will lead the field back to green to start a little under 200 laps to the finish of the 2026 All-Star race. Well, stage 3 fully underway, and a two-wide battle for the lead at the front. Jordo looking to get around the 35. Stayed out. Does Ash have trouble back here? We're just losing ground. I think she might be okay. Thought I saw some damage, but no. Nope, that car is fine. Back into 5th for the time being. Evo looking to get around and get himself back into the top 5. So Caleb held the top spot for now. But a couple of Spartans gonna battle it out at the front here. You do worry about those cars that did stay out, though. About a 25 lap difference in tires and fuel. Cars have been out here for a good while, so... And it's the top 4, at least right now. Caleb, Jordo, Travis Pastrana, Lucas. And then there was one other, and that was Ash. We do not know the fuel run because we haven't had a complete one. So it'll be a surprise to all of us when we do finally get to that point. Back up to a 4/10 of a second lead. Well, he was. Now Jordo is right there with a run from hell. Yep, 5th is good. And you're leading the Hornet's Nest back here. Which it does tend to be. Once we pack the field up, eventually, whoever leads that group does tend to break away. Fourth place. Setting your sights on Lucas, and now with some clean racetrack to do so to get back to the front of the All-Star race as the battle for the lead is back on. 35 and the 43 side by side again. 43 will take it this time and might just be clear. See what kind of run Caleb gets through 1 and 2 here. Well, it might be enough. 43 did not get a great run. And Caleb back to the top spot. Sterling Marlin, your All-Star Open winner, making pass into 9th place. My day had really just started. Woke up like 10:30. Took forever to shower because it's the weekend. It's what I do. Takes me like an hour and a half to get going. I swear. Went to the store, got dinner going. It's the weekend, and I don't really have anything else to do other than to be here, so I can put something in a slow cooker and leave it there all day. It's kind of become a tradition on Saturdays in a way. Lead back up at the front of the field is almost a second for Caleb. Evo has been gotten by another car that is really trying to take advantage of that fresh start we gave it. Squid up front, really for the first time today, up into 4th. First ever throwback race winner. And he was the only car in the field that didn't drive a throwback at all. The only one. Driving the Austin 316 car last year. Chevrolet made the move to the Red Bull #1 Toyota for 2026. Been a good scheme. Well received on Trading Paints. I was surprised by that. I wasn't really sure if anyone was going to be interested in truly driving any of these. But okay. Car looking to make moves. Second highest placing Toyota. Not many Chevys up. Really not many Chevys left in the race at all. Throughout the course of the season, it's pretty evenly split between Chevys, Toyotas, and Fords. Only 6 Chevys in this race at the start. Which I guess isn't a terrible balance. Looks Ford and Toyota dominant, though. Squid is on the move, as is Lucas, into second place now. Wonder if we're going to start to see some fall off from those lap 125 pitters. So far, no with Caleb. He's still trying to run away with this in the early parts of stage 3 rather. Lucas. Oh, Lucas is a lap 125 pitter, yes. One of the 5. Tell you who that move is really not panned out for, it appears. And that's Ash, all the way back to 9th place now. On the hunt is Tony Kanaan, who just barely kept his All-Star race alive. Myself, Pat, Haley Deegan, TBNR Cars, and D. Kuzmic eliminated at the end of stage number 2. Their All-Star race is over. Not in that order, though. In reverse order. But there's no points on the line, so doesn't matter. Ash, believe it or not, is up 10 places from the start of this race. Tony Kanaan was your pole sitter on speed before the nonsense of trying to do a qualifying inversion. Kind of screwed us up there for a little bit. But if it was ever going to happen, at least it's in the All-Star race that we have stupidity like that. Lead is 1.2 seconds for Caleb. Squid 1.6 back. Very well, have a battle brewing for second position as Squid is on the charge. Well, you would have won the pole and then got relegated to the back anyway. It's a pretty meaningless pole. Real ones will remember. And even more terrifying than just about anything else that we have going on is that look who's in 5th. That is your stage 1 winner, the 00 of Smee, who got sent to the back during the stage 2 inversion, one of only 2 cars that did get sent to the back. He rebounded well enough after that to keep his race alive. Now he's on the charge, looking to get around Evo. Battle for second heating up. We got 4 cars in tight. Leader Caleb about a second up the road, but a shuffle for sure. Smee might not have anywhere to go. He's going to try and go to the bottom here. Let's see what Evo can do. Maybe get a run out of 4 around both of them. He's not clear of the 10 yet. Now he is. And back into 3rd place. Lucas and Smee gonna squabble. That'll be good for the 24 to try and get away. Now, starting to see some intrigue at the front. 35 last pitted on lap 125. A group of 5 cars stayed out in the stage 2 break. And perhaps now, starting to see the fall off there as we are looking to have a new leader. 2 cars that were a lap down, multiple laps down, before we showed a little mercy. Now they battle for the lead of the All-Star race here on lap 191. Squid not there yet. This is all Evo wants to see too. Back in 3rd place now, as the 1 car is finally going to get around. Can't imagine the 24 is going to be too much further away. Oh boy. 35 was way out of shape. 24 gets out of it. Smee back up to the party. But again, Smee on the bottom, nowhere to go. Goodness gracious. I think the 35 is really fighting it right now. Gotta imagine that pit stops are closing in. Still don't know what a true fuel run here is. We're going to be figuring that out here fairly soon. Because they are about 75 laps into this run. Now, granted, they did pit under yellow when they pitted on lap 125. We had the stage yellow that they stayed out at, so they got a little bit of help. But more or less, we're gonna know how long the run really is. And Smee used up, I think, a lot of stuff trying to fight the 35 there. Evo probably did too. Squid is pulling away. We are closing in on lap 200. 150 laps to go. Only 1 more guaranteed stoppage in the race. And what's been an incident yellow free day. Just the 1 incident at all. Ash and Haley Deegan coming together. I don't know what that was with the ticker just now, but looks to be all right. Just needed a little refresh. That's all. Yeah, I'd say it really has been a dud for just about all of them. Pastrana, maybe, wait, so there was, how many were there? We have Ash, Jordo, and Pastrana. Last 3 cars running right now. They were lap 125 pitters. Lucas, who's sitting 9th, he held on a little bit longer than some of the others. And then Caleb, who has lost ground, back to 6th. But yep, has not worked out. Maybe it'll work out in the end, but it certainly hasn't worked out right now. Lap 200 of the 2026 All-Star race. Evo has closed the gap to now 0.6 of a second back from Squid. For these two, and in fact all of the top 6 now, they are all on the same pit strategy. See what happens as Evo continues to close in here. Half a second back now. Trying to run down the one. The fact that Evo's gonna have a chance to do this again is just flat out insane. However many points races we've done, iRacing, Mazda Series, here in the NASCAR Chat Series, all of these opportunities to win points races, he's never gotten one. And the fact that he's up here again in another non-points paying race just feels improbable. He is certainly closing in on the one car. Slowly but surely getting there, but Smee is joining as well. Working his way back from getting inverted to the back, only making stage 2 or stage 3 by a couple spots. And then now, still in a fight for the lead and possibly the win here today. Some intrigue as to when those first round of green flag pit stops are gonna occur, though. Because is the fuel run longer than however many laps we have to go? It's getting to that point. Can you make it 100 laps on fuel? That would seem improbable, but not impossible. There's a good amount of off-throttle time here, which should help out fuel mileage. Yeah. Tires definitely a concern, too, because, you know, we've seen everybody now fall to the back. All of those lap 125 pitters are the last cars on track now. Really, and you know, we've never been here before, so we don't truly know what a fuel run might be. Maybe those cars have got it right, but the pace is what I would be worried about right now. They've lost so much time. I mean, Jordo's already, I mean, where is the 43? Entering turn 3, and Squid is out of 2 here, so I'm gonna be worried about going a lap down before a pit stop at this stage. Now, it's a lap in theory that you would get back, but you know, when the lap 150 pitters cycle around, when they come down for a pit stop. Oh boy. Kind of waiting and seeing right now. I wonder if Google will give us, you know, perhaps a little bit of an answer. According to J-Ski, the fuel window is 100 laps. So if that's the case, then those cars... Oh! We do have action! It'd be shy of 100 laps, but Lucas is into the pit lane. Give or take right now, apparently. Ash is making that move as well. She'll dive it down. Battle for the lead yet again. Heating up. Squid and Evo. 3/10 separate them. 14-second stop for Lucas. A routine pit stop. 14:10 for Ash. Caleb is dove in. Could be very messy. So now for you guys. Looking around lap 250 there. Well, not even. Lap like 245-ish. That's bad math. I don't think the math's there. Jordo is finally in. Lucas comes out. Lucas and Ash 2 laps down. Needing this race to stay green. Otherwise, it is all but over for those cars. Yeah, somewhere in there. Battle heating up. Evo closing in. It looked like he might have had a run brewing out of turn number 4 last time around. Doesn't wind up being the case. He's got a good run down the back. Not close enough to make it happen yet. But he also didn't try to move up to the high side. Might just be calculating this next move a little bit more. Smee really hasn't gotten back up. There very much is. Actually, yes, that is Travis Pastrana. Lap traffic is going to add even more intrigue to all of this. Now, Pastrana, oddly enough, he is... Oh, wait. No, he's a lap 125 pitter. He still has not entered. There he goes. So, we're free and clear from that lap traffic for the moment. Then in theory, next up would be Jordo, but also in theory, those cars are going to be faster than these leaders are right now. Tell you what, staying out them extra laps did Travis Pastrana no favors. Because he lost so much ground, he might be the first car to fall down 3 laps. He pitted closer to what we thought the fuel window actually was. Everybody else, I don't know if they're banking on yellow flags or what they might be banking on. So then, add the intrigue right back up to the lap 150 pitters, because if Pastrana can go damn near 100 laps, how far can they go? Pastrana is pulling away as expected. We're closer. In theory. Watch somebody pit like a couple laps from now. Get yourself closer to that less ideal strategy that those 5 were on. Well, that's the type of move you made in last year's race. It was a head scratcher at the time. And then one way or another, it wound up working out. I'm thinking for you, you might just be content to kind of ride this out right now. Certainly had some opportunities to get around the one car. Maybe just not burning up your stuff yet. That's a very good question. Maybe Smee. Because, I mean, think about the run that he went on to try and get up here. He would have restarted or he finished the last stage in like 13th. Very quickly was up here in amongst the leaders. Starting to see some fall off on Smee. 80 laps. And most of those under green for this fuel run for the 00. And for everybody else. 10 cars on the lead lap as we stand. Frankie Muniz last car on the lead lap as we look at it. And he's not really in danger of going a lap down, but at least not yet. Might want some help. Yeah. It's not like being close into traffic, getting a tow is that important here at Dover, but it does have some effect. So losing the draft like this is not good. There really isn't that much to speak of, but it's a high-speed short track, if you will. Dover isn't technically a short track, but on the straightaways, you can get a decent run. That's Pastrana lurking in the background. Lead for Squid at the front of the field, back up to a second. Tony Kanaan is up into third place. Joe Nemechek in fourth. Lucas is clawing his way back up through here. Look at the speed for the 10 car. He's gonna get around the 87, trying to get back to just one lap down. The old-fashioned way. Well, speak of the devil, we kind of saw this coming. First to make the move is Smee. Started to fall off. Fell from third place back down. And the 0 will make its first pit stop here in this third stage. And Evo following as well. Might not be a bad idea, you know, catch it before you start to fall off, lose too much ground. Now, what we know for sure here is that nobody can make it to the end. From this point on, leader in Squid will make the dive into the pit lane, turn the lead over for the moment to the 11 car of Tony Kanaan. So once this cycle's all around, very interested to see what happens to 11th through 15, where they wind up being. These are full pit stops, 14-ish second pit stops for most cars. Right where you'd think all of these should be. Gotta take 4 tires, gotta fill it up. They're lengthy stops. Go Gamer in the 56 made the move to the pit lane as well. He's already back out. Ash is going to unlap herself, at least to only go one lap down around Kanaan. That's just the speed difference of fresh tires and heavily worn tires. And now Kanaan, you worry. Wonder if... I'll tell you what, this might have worked out okay for some of those. Ash, Lucas, this might be okay. Shorto gonna get around. Wonder how long Kanaan, Nemechek, Force, Marlin, and Muniz are willing to let this go. Maybe they're trying to push it. I really don't think it would be a smart strategy pushing to try and make it on just one more stop. But maybe that's what they're attempting to do here. Caleb can't get around the 11, not yet. So this looks like it's going to turn the lead back over, crazy enough, to the 10. Get on to the pit lane. Finally. However, Nemechek, Force, and Frankie Muniz have stayed out still. Travis Pastrana looking to get around. He'll do so. 87 riding pretty low on the racetrack. So he should be coming in. Same deal with Force, same deal with Muniz. So I would expect all three in this lap to fully cycle this around. And now our attention turns to the 10. Evo not too far behind, as everybody's going to start to unlap themselves here. Nemechek, Force, and Muniz weren't really much of a factor all day, so I don't think that this is going to work out so well for them. Yeah, I mean, you got some of these guys just getting to their box, so... Well, Nemechek, I don't know if Nemechek short pitted there. It felt short. But we have cycled fully. And the big winner at the moment is the 10 of Lucas. He's already tasted victory once this year. Back in our second NASCAR Chat Series race of the season at Atlanta. And now it is close between Evo and Squid. Really, really close, as it was prior to the pit stops. Remember that the 10 was on that lap 125 strategy, so you should have better stuff than him at this stage of the race. Well, now that we have officially cycled around, we can say for sure nobody can make it to the end, even with the help of a couple yellows. I would highly, highly doubt it. I also just don't think you'd even want to try. Tire wear seemingly so... Once you've used them up, you really do fall, it appears. I don't even think it would be the right move even if you could pull it off. Approaching 100 laps to go in the 2026 All-Star Race. Feel like it's as good a time as any to take a trip through the field, see how everybody's gotten to the spot that they are. Lucas is your leader by 0.7 of a second. Evo's about to have to fight off Squid again. Mostly clean day for the 24. Up here in contention to win the All-Star race for the second straight year. Directly in behind him is Squid, one of the 4 cars that were 3 laps down after some questionable strategy. Showed some mercy, let them back around. Back to 4th place is your Stage 1 winner, Smee. Got bumped to the back after the Stage 1 inversion. Barely made it in to this 3rd stage. And has fought his way back into 4th place, in it with a chance. Ash, another one that had some issues. Had to make a green flag pit stop after contact with Hailie Deegan. Currently running 5th. Gundy showed good speed at times today. Hasn't been a factor truly at the front of the field. Unlike the 43. 43 led some laps. Battling up front back in stage number 2. All the way back here to Caleb in the 35. The lap 125 pit strategy worked out for some, including your race leader at this point, but not so much, at least right now, for the 35 car. Tony Kanaan was the last car to make it into stage 3. Currently running in 9th position. Haven't talked about Yo Gamer a whole lot today. Hasn't really been up front. Daytona 500 champion in the 56 car. Back we go to the 3 who I think got the strategy wrong the most. Stayed out longer than anybody in the lap 150 group in terms of pit strategy. Joe Nemechek, Travis Pastrana, John Force, Sterling Marlin, and Frankie Muniz round out the field as we head back up to the top of the field. About a straightaway in behind last place Muniz. Well, so we showed a little bit of mercy. We let you back on the lead lap. Some cars took advantage, kept their race alive. Squid. Caleb did. You did not. You did not. Finish stage 2 in 19th place and are out of the All-Star race. I tried to help. I did. I felt bad because, like, with all that we were doing to the sim, I know sometimes you can confuse the AI if you just have too much going on. We've seen it in the past, so I thought that was a my fault type of thing, so I let everybody back on the lead lap. And man, oh man, did it work for Squid, who has gotten around Evo while we were yapping and back into 2nd place. Yeah, you did do better than me. The results showing there are the reverse of what actually happened. D. Kuzmic was the first car out, then TBNR cars, Deegan, you, and then myself. I was better than Hailie Deegan for a brief moment. She had a good run to end that 2nd stage. But again, no points on the line, so that order being goofed up doesn't really matter. Squid on the charge. Trying to take down Lucas. A couple of single-time race winners in the NASCAR Chat Series in your top 2. Squid, not quite, but kind of going on a year from his win at Darlington. And I know we talked about it already, but Lucas, so many 2nd place finishes, including, I want to say he finished 2nd in the Daytona 500 this year and the year prior. And then finally put it all together in our next race just a couple weeks later. You won Daytona last year. the Daytona night race. And yes, you did indeed pass Evo out of 4 on the last lap to steal that win away from the 24. Still looking for that first points win. And with the top 2 starting to squabble a little bit, 24 closing back in, as is the 00. Which is a bad time to have this start to happen, because Frankie Muniz just getting out of the corner there and then back up at the front. Actually, Muniz has put a little bit of distance between himself and the leaders, and we have a new leader in Squid back to the front. You have a Mazda points win, yes. But for the NASCAR Chat Series, no points wins. But yeah, Evo did win the last race we ever did in the Mazda MX-5 Cup at Charlotte. And Smee's made it around Evo. But everybody's still pretty close. Still have a random yellow to worry about. Maybe. I really don't think at this point you'd be too worried about fuel. You know everybody's got to stop again. There's really not a big advantage of trying to save, so might just be settling in a little bit. Saving some stuff. Lead for Squid out to about a second. It does depend on when the yellow will be, and that's why I am not telling you when it is. Of course, you feel the need to call your own, you can do that, but just know that that will not negate the random one. So we could have a couple immediately back to back if you so chose to do that. If you really felt like you were falling off and a little bit earlier than you might think that you should be. If we called it one lap before, I don't know. I think I would have to find a new number and add one back in. Second and a half lead and battle for second. Starting to heat up. Smee looking to get around Lucas. Feel bad for the 10, man. 10 car. He really felt like he had gotten the strategy mostly right, oddly enough, but that's the downside of being on the shorter pit strategy, is that everyone else, after it cycles around, is going to have fresher tires than you. So while it works, it also might not. Double zero, clear into second. It is 2 Toyotas at the top of the All-Star race field. The next nearest Toyota, not until Jordo back in 7th, where the majority of the Toyotas still alive in this race reside. 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Two and a half second lead for Squid. And growing. So if we try and figure this out a little bit, we know it was about 90 to 100 laps, 98 laps that people felt comfortable going. Lucas is going to be pitting around about lap 300. Maybe. '85. It was a pretty wide range. Like, I would have liked it to be a little bit clearer. But there were cars out there that showed that you can go longer. Pastrana, all those guys at the back. They showed that you can go longer. Just, is it a good idea to do so? Everybody running is on the lead lap. Won't stay that way for very long. Travis Pastrana is nearly caught. Sadly for that strategy, I do fear that with how spread out the field is and how small the field is at this stage, I really don't think Squid's going to have too much issue getting around the 67. I don't know if anyone's going to be calling a debris yellow to try and save Travis Pastrana. I would highly doubt it. Squid looking to make a dive. Not yet, so he will get held up a little bit. Pastrana making it wide. Oh, force Squid up, yeah. He ain't letting him around easy. Some Toyota on Toyota crime, but let's be honest here. I think we'd much rather see Squid win this race than Smee, who is now only 2 seconds back. One car's around, not clear yet. Now he finally clears. Travis Pastrana in the 67, but big damage to the lead, down to 1.7 seconds. Evo 5.5 back, sitting for it. Yunez and Marlin would be the next. That Squid will try and set his sights on. One of the few battles actually on track right now. Ash and Yo Gamer going at it. This is for 7th position. Look at just all the tire debris all over the 46. That was a pretty shiny race car at the start of this whole deal. I do love the fact that happens. And hey, the first move has been made. It's Caleb to the pit lane here on lap 186. And Pastrana as well. Okay. Well, you can make it to the end from here. That's the good news. Jordo is going to pit as well. Yeah, but I guess they don't know that there will be at least one more yellow. Squid holding on strong. This car's pitted at lap 235, so gonna make it deep in to the final 50 laps, or at least into the final 50 laps before they need to pit. Nobody else has made that move as of yet. far. It's just Pastrana, Jordo, and Caleb that have pitted. Yeah, Lucas is the other. Lucas and Ash would be the ones that that I'd be looking at as the next to fall. Lucas led a good chunk of laps here in this third and final stage of the All-Star race. Down to 6th place now. And for the 43, the 35, and the 67, they lose 2 laps, very similar to what they had happen before. And then here you see this speed difference between fresh tires and heavily worn tires. Whoa, nearly contact between the 35 and the 10. Caleb will make it around. And then now, I mean, Lucas got it so right during the last round of pit stops. I think we've seen already that staying out longer does not help you. Ash to the pit lane. So she'll join this group. And will likely fall 2 laps down. 10 car riding down towards the middle of the track. Should be coming this time. Although, I don't know. Kind of crept up there. Now we'll dive it down. And finish out that cycle. Back to the front, 1.2 second lead for Squid over Smee. In fact, our next Chat Series iRacing event is a race that both of these cars have won, as it looks like Smee is going to head to the pit lane, at least by that angle that he took, and he sure will. That feels odd. Actually, we got a couple cars coming down. Evo's gonna come down. Yo Gamer. Interesting here. Are we gonna cycle around before lap 300? Yeah, here comes Squid. Well, this is very, very interesting. I wasn't expecting these cars to be coming down yet. This is only about 50 laps after their last pit stop. 50 to 60, somewhere in that range. So for the moment, hand the lead over to Tony Kanaan. Remember, he stayed out a good while. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna be good enough to the point that you're not gonna get that fall off. Joe Nemechek into the pits. That leaves 4 cars out on track that have yet to make what you would assume is their last pit stop. Yeah, you certainly would. Cut on to the pits. Looks like everybody's going to cycle around here. That leaves just 3 out there on the racetrack. Force is going to stay out. He's the last one. And he's down the middle, so John Force going to come around this time, which should just cycle it back to where we were. So that's going to work out all right. So turn it back over to Squid. Tell you what, Smee certainly made out quite well from this, within striking distance of the 1. Squid about to take lap 300 here. 50 laps to go, and they are going to fly by. It's everyone's last time. The cars that are up front right now, 23-second laps. Around about what you'd expect. Well, from 3 laps down at one point, battling up against the quickest car in the early parts of this race. These two Toyotas, different paths to get to this point. It very much would be a 2-car race if this were to stay green. But the bad news is, it's our third and final random yellow of the day as Squid comes across to take lap 305. So lap 308 of 350 is our final random yellow flag of the All-Star race. So barring any incidents, we are green to the end of this race. And more or less now, everyone's on the same-ish strategy. Strana still hasn't caught back up with the field. He'll get there. He'll get there. We're fine. These two Toyotas that have been battling much of Stage 3 will lead the field to green, possibly for the final time of the All-Star race. Squid and Smee get us back going again. Well, it looked like for a moment the 28 of Gundy was going to get something done here off of this restart. Had actually got it around Smee there. Smee got the 28 right back. So you are here for the end, yes. Topsy-turvy type day. But Gundy's still in close. Evo holding on to 4th place. Don't count him out yet. Primarily a Toyota-dominated race. Evo probably the best non-Toyota at the front of the field today. And Smee is in close. And yet again, we've run the Indy 500 2 times now? Is that right? Yeah, 2 times. Well, your 2 winners are 1 and 2 right now. Smee and Gundy dicing it up there. He just cut the 28 right off. How about Joe Nemechek? Can we talk about front row Joe? Up here, in it with a chance. One of the lowest in the standings this year. Qualified for the race via the Open. He's had a relatively quiet day outside of some iffy pit strategy. But other than that, kept his nose clean, just fine, and is in it with a chance as we're winding this thing down. Your new scheme? Well, it's back in 8th for the time being. And it does have a good amount of tire rubber on it, but there it is. You've had an interesting race. Got into it with Haley Deegan, lost a lap. Actually lost 2 laps. Benefit of a random yellow and some goodwill. Put everybody back on the lead lap after some early goofiness. But for the most part, you got back on your own accord. It's as high as a 3rd in this race, I believe. So to the front. Squid looking to pull away. He's got about a 2nd on Smee. Maybe now Smee and Gundy can get into a true battle. Evo's going to have to fight it here with Joe Nemechek fairly soon. Tony Kanaan, John Force. Up there again. 28 looking to get around the 0-0. Run to the outside, that didn't work. And this is definitely all that Squid wants to see, is 2nd and 3rd battling for that spot. Should allow him to pull away, but right now he's actually doing the opposite. Nemechek gonna get around Evo for the moment. That is another Toyota and Kanaan right in behind. Been a good day for the Yoders. 4 of the top 6. Lead for Squid down to half a second over Smee. Gundy still close in tow. Debris yellows exist again if you do want them. I'm not so certain you do, but you could try. If Smee's gonna win the race, then I feel like somebody would use him. Accepting redemptions on that until we have 5 laps to go, but we race on lap 320 here. I really should have probably made it 10 to go, because it's pretty rare that right off the drop of the green flag you see a battle on track for the lead. '28 looking for a dive bomb for 2nd place. 0-0 will cover it off, but maybe compromise his own run. 3 cars up at the front with a chance at it. Evo lurking quite far back there. But by no means do we not have enough time for him to get back up into this. Of course, the risk you run with a caution is you get a worse restart than where you're at right now. Of course, what's at stake for the 28 car? Looking to join Evo as a 2-time NASCAR Chat Series winner, both in non-points races. That is a real possibility here. Budweiser Shootout winner in 2025. Evo won the All-Star race. Evo won the Budweiser Shootout this year. And the 28 is going to have a chance here late. Zooming back out, just taking a look at just how tight it is. Up here at the front, Evo looks to be closer. He's got no traffic in and around him right now, so just free to run it while these cars in front battle for position up there. 24 has cleared Nemechek by about half a straightaway. 25 to go with the All-Star race. Squid has started to piece out. Gundy, at least for the moment, clear into 2nd on Smee. Evo 2 seconds back. What happened to you? I dropped a couple spots from the drop of the green flag. I wouldn't think anything too crazy. You're still kind of keeping pace with everybody else. Just didn't get a great restart. Smee back around into second. Evo yet again joining that party. Closing in. Back up, at least in the battle for these positions. I bet if Evo makes his way into second place, that yellow's thrown too. Ironed it out. Looked like the 24 got a little loose there in turn 4. Ash makes a pass on Frankie Muniz, back into 10th. I think there's going to be temptation regardless, especially if Squid starts to stretch that lead out bigger again. But it's just, what's the situation? When do you want to call it? Do we have any bizarre tire takers if a yellow flag is thrown? Well, I heard it happen. There's the alert. We'll have 16 laps to go when the All-Star race gets back underway. Any restarts have been really good to the leader. I haven't seen a bad one from our leader yet. But with this much time left in the race, there's time to get back up there if you get a restart wrong. Joe Nemechek, Tony Kanaan, even Smee in NASCAR Chat Series competition, chances to get their first win. And have it be a non-points race win as well. Hard to say if we're done with yellow flags. If this doesn't go the way that anybody wants it to, I could see us re-racking and doing it again. 16 to go from the Monster Mile. Smee's restart did stink, and it might hurt those that were behind him. Evo had gotten passed by Joe Nemechek. Now we're 3 wide, Nemechek, Evo, and Kanaan. With the race up at the front, is Gundy gonna have anything for Squid here? With 15 laps to go, Tony Kanaan to the inside of Evo. That's for 4th. Cars have been better on the outside in terms of making passes stick, so we'll see if the 24 can get that done. 14 laps to go. 28 hasn't found a way to charge up yet. And I do worry that before the 28 is able to get to the back of the 1, the 00 will get to the back of the 28 and just let Squid probably run away with this thing. Really much gains happening yet. Evo did clear Kanaan, and Force got around Tony Kanaan as well. Evo solidly into 4th place now. Might have to fight off John Force with 12 laps to go. Six-tenths of a second is the lead for Squid. Now make it 7. Force is indeed trying to get around the 24 back there. Not gonna happen. 24 just cuts him right off. But I do fear his run of non-points race wins may just come to an end here today. Squid out to a second lead. You're driving too hard, perhaps. How long have we been on these tires? Since lap 295. It's about a 50 lap gap in there, but we've had the help of a couple yellows. True. 28 starting to close in again with 9 to go. Evo is looking at least to get around Smee. Well, and Ash is going to do it. Drop of the green flag, 4 to go in the All-Star race. Squid looking really good. But does Gundy in the 28 have anything to say about it? Or maybe even Smee or the 24 of Evo? Maybe. Just maybe. Like we said, as we were getting ready to get back going last time, it really has been big advantage to the leader off of these restarts. They've been able to get out to a pretty big lead, and with this few laps to go, you wonder about anybody's ability to catch the leader. Frankie Muniz from last on track to the win would be out there, wouldn't it? So here we go to decide the 2026 All-Star race. Just 4 laps. Squid leads. Gundy, Smee, Evo, Force Kanan in it with a chance. That's Smee with a good restart. Clear into second place. Evo got put 3 wide again with Force and Kanan. Not looking very good there. He does have the outside. And now Gundy going to try and get around Smee in the 0-0, but this is all the one car needs to see. Evo back down into 6th place. I think it was worth the Hail Mary. Just because it didn't work, no points on the line, worth a crack. 2 laps to go in the lead for Squid, who's been the best car on the track for really about half of this race. He's looking pretty good. The 28 is clear, no traffic around, but it's got to make up a second gap and get around the one in 1.5 laps, which is just not very likely. Qualified for this race by winning Darlington last year. 1 to go for Squid in the All-Star race. Diving it in with a 0.7 of a second lead. Has led more laps than anybody here in the last little bit. Second career NASCAR Chat Series win, but the first non-points win. It'll be Squid out of turn 4 to win the 2026 All-Star race. Gundy second. Force comes home third. Smee 4th. Jordo comes across 5th. This whole field got shook up on this last restart. Kanan 6th. Lucas 7th. Sterling Marlin finishing 8th. Evo, a disappointing 9th, but again, I think it was worth the shot there at the end. Frankie Muniz 10th. Joe Nemechek 11th. Yo Gamer, Pastrana, Caleb, and Ash. No idea what happened to those two, but it wasn't changing the results here today. Squid is your winner. Well, we'll go back to this because this is essentially your winning move. Off of the restart for the one car, he was the leader was just so tough to pass on the restarts all day. They just got off to such a good jump in the corner, and whoever was on the high side in second position never really had much of a chance. Really, the only one with a chance off these restarts was generally the car in second place. But that's it that was all. That was anybody's last hope right there. And Squid is your All-Star Race winner. This busy stretch of iRacing action continues next weekend, because we have not only the Coke 600 on Sunday, again, looking to get that started around about somewhere while the Monaco Grand Prix is still going on, so we're able to get that done before the end of Indy would be my goal. And then, of course, the Indy 500 the day prior. And Squid, a former winner of the Indy 500, can he do it again? Well, we'll see. Next weekend, busy weekend of racing.